There is evidence that ancient Egyptians may have traveled to North America long before Christopher Columbus. There are mysterious rock formations in the Grand Canyon that resembled the pyramids of Giza. Are these natural or man-made, and what could they mean for our understanding of history? The Grand Canyon is a vast and awe-inspiring gorge carved by the Colorado River in northwestern Arizona. It is known for its immense size, colorful layers of rock, and abundant wildlife. The canyon is also home to a number of ancient ruins, petroglyphs, and other cultural resources left behind by indigenous peoples who lived in the area for centuries. However, recent discoveries have revealed something even more shocking: a possible connection to ancient Egypt. In 2003, a team of researchers led by archaeologist Alan Butler of the University of New Mexico uncovered a series of mysterious tunnels and chambers beneath the ground level of the Grand Canyon. These underground structures, which are located near the town of Tusayan, Arizona, are made up of a series of interconnected rooms and passages that were carved into the solid rock. The team used a variety of tools, including ground-penetrating radar, magnetometers and resistivity meters to identify the underground cavities. They found that the tunnels and chambers were too large and complex to have been created by any known animal, and that they exhibited clear signs of having been artificially dug out. Initially, the team was baffled by the discovery and struggled to determine who had built the underground city and why it was constructed. As research progressed, however, it became clear that the answer lay in the ancient world. The dimensions of the underground city were remarkably similar to those of the pyramids of Giza. This similarity in size and scale suggested that the two structures may have been built by the same civilization. But how could ancient Egyptians have built a structure so far away from their homeland? The idea that the Egyptians may have traveled to North America thousands of years ago is a controversial one. According to mainstream archaeologists, the Egyptians would have had no reason to explore the Americas, since they had no knowledge of their existence. Additionally, the journey across the Atlantic Ocean would have been extremely difficult without modern technology. Despite this, the evidence presented by Butler and his team is compelling. The similarities between the Great Pyramid and the underground city are too great to be simply dismissed as coincidence. One possible explanation for these similarities is that the Egyptians did, in fact, travel to North America. This would have required them to develop advanced seafaring technology that would have allowed them to cross the vast ocean. Alternatively, it is possible that the Egyptians were not the builders of the underground city, but rather some other ancient civilization that predated them. This civilization would have needed to have been highly advanced in order to create such a massive structure without the use of modern tools. The discovery of the underground city has raised a number of questions about the origins of ancient Egyptian civilization and its possible connections to other cultures around the world. While mainstream archaeologists remain skeptical, alternative researchers continue to explore the possibility that the Egyptians may have had more knowledge and abilities than previously thought. Further research is needed to determine the true nature of the underground city and its possible links to ancient Egypt. But one thing is certain: the discovery has revolutionized our understanding of the Grand Canyon and its place in world history. But the story doesn't end there. Another intriguing aspect of the Grand Canyon is the presence of various artifacts that suggests an even deeper connection to ancient civilizations. One such artifact is a small stone tablet that was discovered in the canyon in the early 1960s. The tablet, which is only about 4 inches long, bears a series of strange markings that resemble ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. The markings on the tablet were originally identified by local archaeologist J.S., who compared them to a book of Egyptian hieroglyphs that he had found in the library of Yale University. To his surprise, he found that the symbols on the two tablets were nearly identical. This discovery suggested that the tablet from the Grand Canyon may have been written in ancient Egyptian, but it wasn't until 2008 that researcher Edward C. Stone was able to decipher the message. According to Stone's translation, the tablet contains a prayer to Ra, the ancient Egyptian sun god, and a reference to the pharaoh Ak, who reigned from 1353 to 1336 BC. This discovery provided further evidence of a possible connection between the Egyptians and the Grand Canyon. It suggested that the Egyptians may have traveled to the region during Akhenaten's reign, which was a period of significant religious and cultural change in ancient Egypt. But the Grand Canyon's connection to ancient Egypt doesn't end with the mysterious stone tablet. In recent years, researchers have uncovered a number of other artifacts that suggest a much deeper connection between the two cultures. One of the most intriguing of these artifacts is a series of petroglyphs that were discovered in the Grand Canyon in 2016. Petroglyphs are ancient rock art, consists of symbols and designs carved or scratched into the surface of rocks. They are found all over the world and often depict scenes from everyday life, important events, or religious beliefs. The petroglyphs discovered in the Grand Canyon are particularly interesting because they bear a striking resemblance to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. One of the most prominent petroglyphs is known as the spiral eye, which features a spiral shape inside a circle. This symbol is very similar to the Eye of Ra, which was a sacred symbol in ancient Egypt that represented the sun god's power and protection. Another petroglyph that has been found in the Grand Canyon is the Ankh, which is a symbol of life in ancient Egypt. This symbol is also found in several places throughout the Grand Canyon National Park and is a clear indication of the ancient Egyptians' presence in the area. These petroglyphs provide valuable insight into the beliefs and practices of the ancient Egyptians and their possible interactions with the indigenous peoples of the Grand Canyon. Unfortunately, much of this ancient history has been lost due to the passage of time and the erosion of the rocks. But by studying the remaining petroglyphs, researchers hope to learn more about the ancient Egyptians' presence in the Americas. As researchers continue to explore the mysteries of the Grand Canyon, they are uncovering new evidence that sheds light on the ancient world. The discovery of the underground city in particular has revolutionized our understanding of the Canyonese history and suggests that the Egyptians may have had more knowledge and abilities than previously thought. While the debate continues over whether the Egyptians actually built the underground city, one thing is certain: the discovery has opened up new possibilities for exploring the origins of ancient Egyptian civilization and its possible connections to other cultures around the world. The story of the Grand Canyon is a testament to the enduring power of exploration and discovery. Who knows what other secrets the canyon is hiding, and what other evidence of ancient Egyptian presence will be uncovered in the years to come. The Grand Canyon is a place where history comes alive and the past and present collide. The evidence of ancient Egyptian presence in the Grand Canyon is both fascinating and mysterious. From the underground city to the petroglyphs and other artifacts, there is much that we don't understand about the ancient Egyptians' presence in North America. As researchers continue to explore the canyon, they are sure to make new discoveries that shed light on this fascinating topic. If you enjoyed this video, then check out these other videos about the Grand Canyon. Don't forget to subscribe and join us in our future adventures. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. But what do you think? Do you believe that ancient Egyptians traveled to the Grand Canyon? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this fascinating topic. In addition to the underground city and other artifacts, the Grand Canyon is also home to a number of structures that resemble ancient Egyptian pyramids. These structures are known as natural pyramids or hoodoos, and they are formed by the erosion of the canyon's layered rock formations. Some of the most notable examples of natural pyramids in the Grand Canyon include the pyramids at the base of the Vishnu, which are among the oldest rocks in the canyon and date back over 1 billion years. These pyramids are named after the ancient Egyptian deity, and they are truly a sight to behold. Another impressive example of natural pyramids in the Grand Canyon can be found at the Grand View Point Trail, where a series of tall, thin spires rise up from the canyon floor. These structures are made up of alternating layers of sandstone and shale, and they are particularly beautiful at sunset when the light creates long shadows across the canyon. If you're planning a trip to the Grand Canyon, then be sure to keep an eye out for these natural pyramids. While they may not be man-made, they are just as impressive as any ancient Egyptian pyramid, and they are sure to leave you in awe. While the evidence of ancient Egyptian presence in the Grand Canyon is fascinating, it's important to remember that it's still only a theory. Mainstream archaeologists argue that there is no concrete proof that the Egyptians ever made it to North America. However, alternative researchers continue to explore this possibility, and they've uncovered some intriguing evidence to support their claims. One of the most compelling evidence is the discovery of Tibetan artifacts in the Grand Canyon. In recent years, a number of Tibetan prayer wheels and other religious objects have been found in the canyon, suggesting a possible connection between ancient Tibet and the Americas. These artifacts are particularly interesting because they provide a potential link between ancient Egyptian civilization and the indigenous peoples of the Americas. It's possible that ancient Egyptians and Tibetans may have interacted with each other through trade or cultural exchange, and this could explain the presence of these artifacts in the Grand Canyon. Researchers are currently investigating this theory and hope to learn more about the possible connections between ancient Egypt, Tibet, and the Americas. Despite the ongoing research, it's important to approach these theories with a healthy dose of skepticism. It is possible that the evidence of ancient Egyptian presence in the Grand Canyon is simply a product of coincidence or misinterpretation. However, the discovery of these artifacts and structures cannot be ignored. They provide a tantalizing glimpse into the possibility that the ancient Egyptians were more advanced than we give them credit for, and that they may have explored and settled parts of North America long before Christopher Columbus. Only time and further research will tell whether these theories are true or false. But one thing is for sure: the discovery of ancient Egyptian presence in the Grand Canyon has revolutionized our understanding of the canyon's history and the ancient world as a whole.